Subscribe first, because stories like this aren't just entertainment. They're hard lessons wrapped in chaos. And trust me, this one cuts deep. My name is Jason, and I always believed I'd seen every form of disrespect and betrayal life could throw at me. I was wrong. That illusion shattered one night at a party that was supposed to be harmless. Just a small gathering, friends, drinks, music, casual laughter. Nothing serious. But nothing that changes your life ever announces itself loudly. She was there. Vanessa. My girlfriend of nearly 4 years. Calm on the surface, sharp when she chose to be, effortlessly beautiful and usually composed. But that night she revealed something different, how little regard she actually had for me. It didn't begin with a blow. It started with small jabs, quiet comments disguised as jokes. Little digs meant to slip under the radar. I let them pass. I didn't want to create tension. Then someone asked her a question about me casually in front of everyone. That's when she crossed the line. "Well," she said loud enough for the entire room to hear, "dating Jason was a mistake." Everything stopped. The room went still. Her words hung in the air, sharp and deliberate, cutting through the noise like glass. For a brief second, embarrassment hit me. Then clarity followed. This wasn't humor. This wasn't sarcasm. This was humiliation, intentional and public. She wanted a reaction. Laughter. Control. Instead I smiled. Slowly. Calmly. I let the silence stretch. "Is that really how you feel?" I asked quietly, but my voice carried. Every head turned. Her confident smirk wavered. "Everyone knows," she replied, trying to hold her ground. I leaned in slightly, met her eyes, and spoke clearly enough for everyone to hear. "You might call me a mistake, Vanessa. But I'm the one who stood beside you when things fell apart. I supported you when others disappeared. I stayed when walking away would have been easier. That doesn't make me a mistake, it makes me the benchmark." The room shifted. No one expected that response. Not anger. Not insults. Just truth. "If anyone here wants to see what loyalty, patience, and self-respect look like," I continued, "they're watching it right now." Silence followed. People shifted uncomfortably. Her friends avoided eye contact. The atmosphere changed instantly. Vanessa's confidence drained from her face. She hadn't planned for this. Certainly not a calm, controlled confrontation that exposed her behavior without cruelty. She tried to recover with a weak laugh. "Relax, Jason. I was just kidding." I shook my head gently. "No, you weren't. Calling someone a mistake in front of others isn't a joke. It says far more about the speaker than the target." The tension grew heavy. Whispering started. Vanessa had expected backup. Instead, she found herself alone. "I've made mistakes," I said evenly. "But standing here with my dignity intact, that's not one of them. That's a choice. And some lessons only sink in when they're faced head-on." Her face flushed. Her eyes dropped, then darted back up. The version of her that thrived on control suddenly shrank under the attention she tried to command. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse her. I didn't need to. Calm certainty did all the work. I glanced around the room. "And for anyone who thinks this is just drama, remember this. Respect is free until you waste it. After that, it comes with consequences." No one laughed. Even the music felt distant. What was meant to be a casual night had turned into a lesson. One everyone felt but no one dared interrupt. Vanessa tried to act normal after that. Forced smiles. Hollow conversations. Pretending nothing had happened. But it was obvious, the dynamic had changed. Her friends whispered. Glances followed her. The control she once had was gone. I moved through the party calmly, letting silence speak for me. Sometimes power doesn't come from noise. Sometimes composure is louder than anger. One of her friends leaned over and murmured, "You really shut that down." I nodded. It wasn't about winning. It was about boundaries. As I prepared to leave, I leaned in one last time and said quietly, "Next time, think before turning someone into a joke. Respect isn't optional. And when it's taken lightly, consequences follow." She had no response. I walked out without looking back. I didn't need to prove anything else. The truth had already landed. Weeks later, people told me Vanessa stopped mocking others in public. She avoided humiliation tactics altogether. Even her friends admitted she'd learned a boundary the hard way. Some people think revenge has to be loud or cruel. It doesn't. The most effective correction is calm, precise, and undeniable. That night, I didn't raise my voice. I didn't lose control. I simply stood in my dignity, and that made all the difference. Respect matters. And so does self-worth.